Miraculous rescue. 8-year-old girl pulled from sewer during severe flooding in China. A frightening mishap. During torrential rains that slammed southern China's Guizhou province, an 8-year-old girl was headed home from school on June 23, 2025. While crossing a street, she lost her shoe in the escalating floodwaters. In an attempt to retrieve it, she slipped into a submerged drainage culvert, carried away by the fierce current of rain-swollen sewage tunnels. Trapped in the depths, the young girl became wedged deep inside the underground culvert, approximately 32 feet, 10 meters, below the surface. For over 7 hours, she clung to a metal bar as she battled darkness, freezing cold, and the terror of rising waters. Firefighters later praised her mental strength, saying she fought against the pitch-black darkness, coldness, and constant fear with amazing calmness and perseverance. The rescue operation. First responders and rescue teams were mobilized promptly, arriving at the location and pinpointing where the girl was trapped. Through coordinated efforts, they managed to extract her after more than 7 agonizing hours underground. Exhausted and drenched, her rescue was nothing short of miraculous. Incredible survival. Remarkably, once brought to the surface, the girl showed no major injuries, despite being wet and cold. Medical personnel reported she was shaken but physically intact. An extraordinary outcome given the ordeal. A wider emergency response. This dramatic rescue unfolded against the backdrop of a widespread weather disaster. Since June 17th, torrential rains inundated multiple southern provinces: Guizhou, Guangdong, Guangxi, and Hubei. This triggered evacuations of some 80,000 people and caused at least 6 deaths from floods and infrastructure collapses. In Guangxi province, floodwaters surged to roughly 4 meters, 13 feet, above safe levels along the Liu River, even as authorities warned and prepared for a looming tropical cyclone that could worsen the flooding. Climate and infrastructure implications. Experts point out that these extreme weather events are growing more frequent. Rural areas, which often lack robust drainage and flood infrastructure, are being hit especially hard. There are urgent calls for long-term investments in water management systems. Footing that damage from similar events might only intensify as climate change progresses. It's heroism, resilience, and the need for preparedness. A young survivor. Her resilience under such dire circumstances is extraordinary. Exceptional rescue efforts. Local firefighters and teams displayed commendable efficiency. Broader crisis. This near tragedy highlights the severity of climate-fueled floods in rural regions. Action imperative. Authorities are being urged to bolster infrastructure, early warning systems, and emergency response to better protect vulnerable communities. 6 dead, thousands displaced as floods hit southwestern China. At least 6 people have died, and more than 80,000 people were evacuated from their homes after floods inundated China's Guizhou province, state media reported, as a tropical depression made landfall in the island province. State broadcaster CCTV reported on Thursday that exceptionally large floods had swept through Guizhou's Rongjiang County since Tuesday. If you have watched this video this far, please do not forget to like and click on this subscribe button. Deluges in Guizhou, classified as a southwestern province by the Chinese government, have prompted authorities to activate the highest-level emergency flood response, evacuating about 80,900 people. As of 11 a.m. on Thursday, 6 people have unfortunately lost their lives, the report said, citing the local flood control headquarters. Many low-lying areas in the county were flooded, and the infrastructure of some towns was seriously damaged, resulting in traffic obstruction, communications blackouts, and some people being trapped. The broadcaster said, "The water level in the county has now retreated below the warning level." It added, saying, "Post-disaster recovery and reconstruction and investigation of trapped people are underway." State news agency Xinhua reported on Wednesday that a football field in Rongjiang was submerged under 3 meters of water, and a resident said they were rescued from the 3rd floor of their home. Images published by Xinhua also showed rescue operations carried out by emergency services. Tents have been set up to serve as temporary shelters for those who were displaced. In other parts of Guizhou, where the floods have subsided, people were also seen clearing up the debris and thick layers of mud that covered the lower sections of some business establishments and other buildings. Meanwhile, a tropical depression made landfall in Hainan early on Thursday, according to the country's National Meteorological Center. The tropical depression is expected to move from the city of Wenchang across the island's northeast tip, before heading back into the South China Sea and making a second landfall in China's southern Guangdong province, and gradually weakening. The storm will again test the flood defences of the densely populated Guangdong province, as well as Guangxi and Hunan further inland. China is enduring a summer of extreme weather. This week, authorities issued the second highest heat warning for the capital, Beijing, on one of its hottest days of the year so far. Tens of thousands of people were evacuated last week in Hunan province, neighbouring Guizhou, due to heavy rain brought about by Typhoon Wutip.